You are listening to Girls in Low Places.
We're like the country music podcast that your mum banned you from listening to.
Let's go, you freak.
Who let us backstage, honestly?
Tonight I want you in the worst way. Ozzy, I'm not very well this week. It's the time of year where everyone just gets a little bit ill. And I also think maybe it was all the excitement of last week at Riley Green's album launch. I think that.
It was so fun. You did such a good job.
Oh, thank you so much. Right, so I'm going to give our listeners, our Gilpers, a little bit of context. So a couple of months ago, Big Machine asked if I could help them host Riley Green's listening party album launch at Universal Music to coincide with his new album, Don't Mind If I Do, which included the interview that we are going to put in this episode that I had with Riley Green. Now, I know we've been talking about this and we've sort of been teasing you and sort of like, you know, not let you actually see the actual interview. They did hold it back for us to be able to put it on the podcast until the album launch had happened. But I mean, I was sweating so much and so nervous to do this because it just felt so surreal to have Riley Skyping me, Zooming me, whatever you call it, in my bedroom, first of all. And yeah, I then called Ozzy immediately afterwards and just screamed.
You were like, I've never seen you like that. You were bright red, you were completely speechless, and you were just sort of emitting this high-pitched squeal.
Only dogs could hear.
I was on the train, like a packed commuter train. Katie had videoed me, and I always feel like if she's done that, like something quite urgent's happening. And so I picked up, and there was like this poor woman next to me on the train who had just seen you like squealing.
Because I knew that something magical had just happened. And I knew that we were flirting. So anyway, the girls at Big Machine then came on the end of the call. Flo came on the end of the call, his manager, and sort of went, shall I just leave you guys to it or shall I stay here? Which you will see because I will play that part of the interview, which I think gave me validation that he was flirting back with me, which is just so surreal. Like Riley Green, the hottest man in country music, I would say. I mean, would you say?
No, sorry, on the planet, probably. He's having his moment.
He absolutely is, and I'm so glad I could be a part of it. So we had the album launch.
Yes.
So we got to Universal. It was in this really cool, like, music room. I don't know. It was in a cool studio with like a piano, and like they'd said that the Midland Boys had like done an acoustic set there for their album launch. That Old Dominion had played there. Like basically, I think it's where they get all the artists to go and do like an acoustic set for media, press, and industry when they're launching an album in the UK. So I mean, the room held. I felt so many secrets. Did you see the wall on the outside as well by where all the refreshments were, where it's like so many artists had signed like the wall? Like I saw Keane.
Really cool.
Keane signed. Love Keane.
Can't say I'm a huge Keane fan, but yeah.
Somewhere only we know. Not keen on Keane.
Not super keen. I would say that we did have a moment, didn't we, where not, you know, obviously just bring it back to us for a second.
Bring it back to us.
I did feel really, really emotional going and like being there. I think as somebody who's just been such an intense like music nerd freak since such an early age and just like dreamed of like what the doors of Universal might look like, the Golden Gates.
The Golden Gates.
Where we had a full photo shoot.
Yeah, we did have a full photo shoot at the end. When no one was looking, we had a guilt photo shoot to be like, we made it, we did it. Which all the photos are hideous.
Sadly not as musicians, but as we'd once hoped. But we'll take it in any form.
And also all these pictures had like us going like peace sign in it, like as if we're like Winston Churchill or Spice Girls or something. Like, why are we doing that? Millennials, stop.
So millennial. Ooh.
So I invited my mum to this event because I thought, you know,
That was wild. Shout out Carol. We had an absolute whale of a time.
So she knows how to work a room, let's put it that way. But it was quite unexpected at this event where I felt like she was, everyone over a certain age was just trying to chat her up. And she said that at the reception of Universal, because I wasn't there with her, I'd gone upstairs to like earlier to practice my lines and like talked through the girls how the event was going to go. And my mum was downstairs just getting chatted up by all the country music like publicists and media guys, someone from a radio station, and they all came up to me after the event saying, "So is your mum into country music, and is she single?" And I was like, how has my mum managed on this momentous occasion to usurp me again with the men, although all the men were over 50? But like,
Carol was the absolute hit of the night. We did not need to be there. In fact, we should have just sent Carol.
mum's in low places.
Yeah.
So basically, my mum was being ushered around by some of the top publicists and media people of country music. So I really feel like she needs to work those connects to help girls in low places and leave my dad and just go and marry, and just needs to go marry one of the publicists of all these top country music stars. I mean, do us a solid, Carol. That's all I'm going to say. It's time. I'm old enough now to break our family up.
Wow, this has really taken a different turn. It's now
Sorry, is this not family therapy?
moving swiftly on.
We're moving swiftly on. There was so many. We got up there. There was so many drinks. There was Yeti was sponsoring it. To be honest, the whole thing of a listening party, for the people who haven't been to a listening party before, it is as awkward as you think it's going to be. Like, it is just people sitting in a room silently listening track by track to an album, smiling.
See, I quite liked it.
So you didn't feel awkward at all?
I quite liked feeling like you were part of something. No, not really, but I was at the back.
Yeah, see, I was at the front facing everyone, and I had to like nod and bob and be like, yeah. And obviously, I really love the album. I think this album for Riley is a real like.
I love the album.
It's so good. Like, I love the opening track, That's a Mistake. Obviously, we've got all the hits that he's already released as well, but we were listening to the unreleased tracks on there. That's a Mistake, I love. Looking Back on This is another track that I love. Like, Riley has really.
I think Jesus Saves is such a well-written song. Like, if you listen to the story of it, it's about basically a homeless guy and how he got there, and it is such like prime country storytelling.
Yes,
I thought it was really, really well written. And actually, when you listen to the lyrics, it's really quite poignant.
Yeah.
I also love Change Your Mind. I'm just slamming that.
I
nonstop.
love
I think it's such a good
Change
song.
Your Mind. Wreck My Plans Like You Wreck My Bed. Oh, Riley.
Obviously, you like that line.
Love that line. Banging album.
Although I did randomly listen to Rather Be quite intently, and the lyrics are quite like
rude.
They're like, yeah, they're really rude.
They're really toxic.
I was like, okay, don't want to be bitching at Riley because he's going to get pretty annoyed.
Yeah, he would rather be anywhere else than being told off by a woman. So interesting.
Listening to you.
Exactly. Also, he did say on our interview that he gets his mother to sort of like vet his girlfriends. And as much as at the time I kind of was like, being like, yeah, I know you don't want someone your mum doesn't like you, but I don't know, mummy's boy, red flag. I don't know. We've got to be careful of these mummy boys because sometimes
he can't be perfect.
He can't be, but there's a reason he's single. I don't know, but I'm gonna take that reason.
Oh,
and I'm
defamatory.
But I am going to use that singledom to my advantage, hopefully, because he does promise me in that interview that we're going to go on a date to Cracker Barrel. Is it Cracker Barrel? Did you say that he says?
Which you kept calling Cracker Bill. And everyone was like, yeah, it's Cracker Barrel. It's just his accent. And you were like, oh, we're going to go to Cracker Bill. Cracker Barrel.
Also, another thing about that interview is that I just hadn't made my bed properly in the background, which was just really awful to watch back.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Riley Green is watching. Like, what the hell?
It's quite an intimate place to do a Riley Green interview. I was questioning your decisions there.
Like Paula Yates when she was like on the bed like interviewing people back in the day. Like I was kind of trying to do that, but then I thought it was a little bit too much, so I sort of bottled it and then sort of did halfway where it was intimate. I like to think he could imagine me on the bed, imagine what our lives might be like. Is that too far? Is that unprofessional?
Not saying a word. Not saying a word.
But basically, I think it's on. If he comes to London, guys, I will keep you posted of how that all goes down, because I think there was some vibes in that interview. I really do. And I think it was very chicken shop-esque. So have you seen that chicken shop one with Amelia and Andrew Garfield that's been on this week? Like, there's been a lot of vibes between them saying that there was real flirtatious
No, I
vibes.
keep meaning to watch it. I need to watch it. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
So I feel like me and Riley are the alternative.
she deserves to end up with someone on her
She
date.
absolutely does. She absolutely does. I just really want to do the country music version of that chicken shop. And I feel like that me and Riley was the first taste of what could be the country chicken shop, you know? But
What would it be called? Like Barbecue Shack?
yeah, Cracker Barrel's shop. No, what
Okay, move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
It's not working for
no,
you.
too ill. Brain's not working today. I am finding this quite surreal right now when I told people I'm just off to FaceTime Riley Green, you know, in a minute. It's surreal. It's surreal. All of our fans of the podcast are going crazy.
I've always got good questions, so anytime you need to ask me something, just give me a call.
I will. Okay, I'm going to start off with some album questions about the new albums. Don't mind if I do. How did this process differ on this album to the last album?
Well, 18 songs is a lot of songs on an album for me. I think that every time I go record an album, I try to learn something about the process, and for me, this one was picking a lot of different types of songs. From songs like Worst Way to songs like Jesus Saves to Chip Off the Old Block, Real Problems, Alcohol of Fame. There's just a lot. There's some fun songs and mistakes, such a like heartfelt breakup song, and I like to have me being from the era of listening to CDs. I would go buy a CD and listen to it top to bottom. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
don't do that anymore, but I like to try to set up an album that way to where it's a journey in some way. And I think
Yeah.
this album, with the amount of songs it has, kind of has a lot of different stuff.
One of my favorites is Pick a Place. Although I will say, Pick a Place, the man not picking a place now is a bit, it's not the best thing. You're meant to pick the place and tell us what time we're meant to be there. That's a new thing that women love.
If I told a lot of the girls I've dated to pick a place, we'd still be riding around looking. A lot of indecisive women have been in my life. I know that.
What is your perfect first date place if you had to pick a place?
Breakfast, Cracker Barrel breakfast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, where is that? Where, for the UK people, where do we go?
To go to Cracker Barrel? You never heard of Cracker
Yeah.
Barrel?
No.
Cracker Barrel, let me just describe it because they're all over the US. It's not just one of them. It's like pancakes,
Ooh.
breakfast. They got
Ooh.
a little game with golf tees, and you got to figure out. And they got checkers, and they got random stuff hanging up all over the entire place. And if there's a
Right.
way, the giant gift shop with candy and clothes and
So there's something to do.
Yeah.
If it's going wrong, it's something to do.
Yeah, it was like the best place. If you got your family and you have kids and you need them to be distracted for lunch or breakfast, that's where you take them.
Okay, so you're taking your dates there to distract them.
Right. In case it's a horrible date, they can just go to the gift shop and look for stuff. Yeah.
You've collaborated with Ella Langley a lot on this record. We love Ella Langley on Girls in Low Places, but also Luke Bryan on Real Problems. What was it like working with Luke?
Luke's great, man. I always say somebody like him that's had a career like he has, it's not a coincidence. He's a great guy. He's funny. He's, very talented. And I was on tour with him a couple of years ago. And I think one of the first things we did together was go fishing at his lake. So when I wrote Real Problems, which I thought was a really fun play on words, uh, I sent it to him and I knew he'd love it. And he texted me immediately. He wanted to be a part of it. So that's always great when somebody like that wants to help you out.
Okay, so no real problems with Luke then. Just
No real problems at all with Luke. He's a pretty laid back dude, about like I am.
just a great catch. Just a great catch.
He's good at this.
Yeah, we could do this all day. Should we just
Yeah.
sit here and do that all day?
I don't mind if you do.
The album is an amazing body of work and congratulations. But everyone in the UK is asking, when are we going to hear it on a UK tour?
Well, I don't have the dates in front of me. And I don't know where I'm at tomorrow, but I would say next year we're going to come tour in the UK. I don't think we've announced it yet, but we're definitely going to get over there. That show at Hyde Park was too good to us, and the fans, like you can obviously tell, there's a buzz about it, so we're going to get over there.
Yeah. What a day. What a day that was. That was best day of my life, I think, actually. I can quite happily
That
say
can't be
that.
good. This is a pretty good one.
This is great. This is great. I mean, we're not at Cracker Bill, so I don't, but
Next
I'd love to
interview,
go.
next interview we do is going to be at Cracker Barrel, or at least the closest
Die.
thing y'all have in the UK to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, that would probably be just a greasy fry up, some horrible dirty calf. There'd be a fight in the corner. There'd be some fisherwoman outside. That's the UK for you. But
See,
yeah, we'll go for
that
a fry
already
up.
sounds romantic.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
Doesn't it? It's all about contrasts. Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire. So be quick with this one. Be snappy.
I'm really quick. This will be easy for me.
Okay, favorite song from the new album to perform live?
Don't mind if I do.
Ah, brilliant. Ella's on tour with you, right? So you're going to be performing that one with her a lot, we
No,
hope.
so next year we'll play that one and that other little hit that we have together.
Do people actually come up to you and say, "Excuse me, you look like you love me" all the time?
I think they're going to do that for the rest of my life. It seems like
Right.
to
There's
catch.
worse things they could be saying.
Yeah, there are.
What's something we don't know about you?
Uh, Probably how much I like to sleep. Like I think when I go home, my barn in Alabama's got my bedroom doesn't have any windows in it. It's like a cave, and I just go in there and like hibernate for like days on end,
Are
and then I
you
come
being
out and
held
I'm ready to go
hostage?
again. Yeah, no, I love it. My family all lives really close to my farm, so when I go home for the first day or two, I don't tell anybody I'm there, and I just like hide and
Right.
sleep, and then I'm ready to be social again.
Yeah. Wow. So like sort of solitary confinement.
Well, it's a lot like that. Actually,
Yeah.
prison doesn't sound that horrible to me.
Sounds like a nice break.
At
You
times,
deserve
yeah.
it. Just commit a crime. What do you need to do? I mean,
Well, I've been doing that. I just haven't been caught yet.
very true. Very true. If you weren't a country artist, what would you be doing? Well, prison time. That's what we've learned.
Well,
So
that's easy. I might be doing that anyway. Probably delivering packages for UPS.
really,
Yeah, I used to do that, and I always liked the brown pants. And you know, and everybody's always happy to see the UPS guy. I can't think of many jobs where everybody's always happy to see you. That's one of them.
yeah, you're not wrong. I think a lot of people would enjoy you delivering a parcel to them at some point. So
I would do that. Well, and also they told me when I worked there that you couldn't have a beard. All you could have was a mustache. That might be where my mustache started at. Was the UPS days.
we've got UPS to thank. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Jamie Johnson told me one time we were in San Pedro, Belize, and we're talking about writing songs, and he said that he keeps some ideas for himself. And I've been really fortunate to get to write with a lot of great songwriters and written some big songs with other people. But I guess when I've got an idea that I really know what I want to do with it, is just wait until that day when you really have that inspiration and sit down and write it. Jesus Saves was a song like that that I knew I wanted to write it. And I sat down with the guitar probably 15 times and didn't get anything. And then one day I sat down and it just came out. So keeping those ideas for yourself, I think has been good advice for me.
What is your biggest turnoff?
Probably if my mom doesn't like you.
Mm,
I've met some girls that I liked a lot that mom kind of gave me the
mm-mm,
was it. There's no
mm.
combating that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a gut feel, but yeah, yeah. And you don't want that. You don't want that drama. You don't want to be torn between the two. And you know who will win. As
I
women,
know
we always know who will win, and it's not
I know
us.
who's gonna win, yeah.
Yeah. What is the best thing about being a musician?
This just being able to sit next to a
This
river
right
in
now?
Virginia and doing interviews. I mean, no, really and truly, I've always enjoyed writing songs and to be able to tell stories that are personal to your life and people relate to them is something I never get tired of. It doesn't feel like work to write songs and play shows. There's a little bit of travel that's tough at times, but what a cool thing to be able to do something so personal and have people relate to it like they do.
Yeah, it's incredible. Are you in your tour bus now? It looks like you're in a tour
I'm
bus.
actually in a spaceship. Yeah, just yeah, no, this is my tour bus. You woke me
You
up.
really took that.
I was asleep. Yeah, I've only got on the top. I was in bed.
How are you dealing with the no gravity up there? Look like you're dealing pretty
Uh,
good.
Stuff in here, dude. I wish I could have somebody floating around in the back. Yeah, no, I'm in my tour bus. I'm in Virginia or something. There's a beautiful river out here. Some guys
Lovely.
grilling burgers. It's great.
You gutted you not fishing on them.
No, I can't fish here.
Oh, okay. I just think any river you could maybe fish on, but then I would probably have some real problems, wouldn't I? If Carl had an album, what would it be called?
I'm all ears. I like that.
Oh, it works on so many levels.
Yeah, that just came to me too. I might need to write a song today. I'm feeling witty.
Think that, yeah, you need to write Carl's album. That's what you need to do. He needs to be your support artist, surely.
Support dog. Support artist dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, they can be trauma buddies, can't they? They can be support. Like you can be a support dog. You're not allowed to take dogs into shops here, so I'd sometimes take my dog into a shop and just say, "Well, he's a support dog," and you can get away with that. So,
Taking Carl into hotels with me that he wasn't supposed to be in, but I was putting him in the bag and like rolling him in.
well, like in that film Room where like she gets abducted and she rolls her kid out it's kind of like that.
I mean, you want me to just pretend like I've seen it?
No,
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
love that
I,
movie. Love that
I'm
film.
just suggesting that you're abducting Carl wherever you go. Oh, can I have one of your baby goats? I saw you had baby goats the other day.
Yeah. I can't imagine what shipping would be on that, but
Mm. Well, you've got ties with the UPS,
yeah. Look,
so
when you come to the US, we'll go to Cracker Barrel and you can come by and see the goats.
get me on a flight now. Right. What drink shall I be? Oh, another thing we can do. What drink should I be ordering if I come to your new bar, Duck Blind?
I'm real simple. Like I like Tito's and like water, but I don't like to drink stuff that tastes good because I'll drink too much of it. Maybe
Mm,
beer. Maybe just a Bush Light.
yeah.
A place called the Duck Blind. Just have a beer.
Yeah.
You know where to
I'll be
go.
right back. I know exactly where to go. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Uh, pro Probably the bunch of horses. I feel like if I could
Oh,
kick, I would have a better chance.
yeah, but 100?
Yeah, but a horse-sized duck would really want to take it out on me too. You know,
Yeah.
duck
Can you imagine the
hunter.
hiss on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Scary. Would you rather collaborate with Post Malone or Lana Del Rey?
Would you rather collaborate with 100 horse-sized Post Malones or one duck-sized? Uh, uh, Probably Lana.
I'm going to quickly just do some fan questions because we had people write in to the podcast to ask you these questions. So, what is a song that you wish you had written?
In color, Jamie Johnson.
Describe your music career with a movie title.
If you could have written one horse-sized song or 20, what was the question again? I'll never get over that. Go ahead.
Where do you get your short sleeve shirts from?
Short sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
But people just send me stuff. Like it's all whatever's free. I'll wear anything that's free.
So interestingly, that comes from Sarah, and she said that her husband always asks her that question about what you're
Oh,
wearing.
maybe she's talking
Well,
about like a short sleeve button up shirt or something like I
yeah,
wore
maybe.
in Hyde Park. I think that's Rowan,
Mm,
the company that makes that.
okay,
They,
good to know.
they send it to me. If it's free, I'll wear it. Anybody sends me a shirt, I'll wear it.
Well, her husband kept asking her that question, and Sarah said that she said, "Oh yeah, I'll ask him when it's on my bedroom floor." That's what she said back to her husband.
Wow, that's
So we
pretty
love
cool.
Sarah. What is your favorite thing about the UK when you came? What was the best part about it?
Uh, well, I mean, the show was unreal. You know, like being in a place that's historic and have that many giant acts playing there and that kind of crowd and them knowing the words to everything. I mean, that was an awesome time. I did enjoy when I was at the hotel. The guy asked me how I found the hotel, and I told him the driver just took me there. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
he was asking how I liked it, but he said, "How did you find it?" And I said, "Hell, the dude took me right here. I didn't have to look for it or anything." So that was a whole problem I had with people was they kept asking me how I found stuff. They didn't mean it like I thought they meant it. Yeah,
that's
the language barrier.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
he called me like a chap or something. He said, "How do you find the hotel?" And I was like, "It was easy, man. Sign was on the front. We just came right in."
One last question. What is your favorite Johnny Cash song?
That's tough. Maybe probably Sunday morning coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Chris
Yeah,
Christoph, who we just lost.
exactly. Did you hear about well, you must know. I mean, the story about him landing in the helicopter in the back of Johnny Cash's, like, it's
Crazy.
insane.
Probably a million stories like that too. We'll never hear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Okay, amazing, Riley. This has been unreal. This has been the best chat roulette of my life, and I need to go and have a lie down now and recover for a while.
Thanks for taking the time. That was fun.
No, really fun, and our listeners are going to absolutely love this. And the album launch that I'm sort of hosting is going to be so much fun, and everyone's going to go wild for it.
I'll tell Flo if y'all need anything else from me. We're around.
Yeah. Flo, do you want me to leave or do you want me to stay?
Do you want me to like go or no? If you could do like an intro / outro for the album listening party, that would be amazing.
What sort of thing do you want?
Just
so, like,
hey,
hi, I'm Katie. I'm Katie, and this is the album listening party.
Perfect.
Say something like that. I'm Katie.
So as if Riley is here or isn't here.
Who is here? Yes.
I'm right here. Yeah. Yeah. Can I tell you what to do? Say your name and what we're doing, and introduce me, and then say we'll see you. Like that's all you got to do. Hope you found the listening party.
Do it.
Okay. Okay, Riley, it's so exciting to be here for your album listening party. How are you feeling?
Oh, great.
Right.
Oh, so good. Okay. That was really believable. Y'all have a good time.
We will.
Oof, that Riley interview. Tell you, I had to have a long lie down after it. It was far too spicy. The bit where he starts going, Katie, that's where I'll never recover, ever.
Yeah, it's really, really good. What else has been going on, Catherine?
Well, you said that Brett Young has got an interesting collab happening. Tell me more.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so this is involves a little bit of a story, but I basically went to college in the US, so a lot of my friends still live out there. And one of my friends has moved to Hawaii, so unbelievable. And have been to visit her a couple of times. She lives on the island of Maui. And it's quite an interesting place because I think lots of people think like, you know, what you would typically think of when you go to Hawaii. Like it is like sand, surf, like, you know, touristy. But there's a huge part of the island and the people that live there generally is that it's quite rural, and also it's a very church focused island. Like I feel like a lot of people there are quite religious, and like religion is a huge part of the island. I've got massively into the music over there, and a lot of it is kind of reggae based, being that it is island vibes. Oh my god, also going back to island vibes, have you seen this meme that is like, guys, don't forget the UK is an island? And everyone's like popping off to like soca music and like reggae music.
I think that's on your algorithm, not on mine.
There you go. Says everything, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm fast forwarding the story, but basically there is a Hawaiian musician called Maoli. I want to say it's Maoli. Maoli. Maoli.
She's such an island gal.
Sorry, it's just me being an island girl. Don't worry about it. I want to do a whole separate episode on how I'm such an island girl. Really great. And he does a lot of covers in kind of a reggae style, but he also does a lot of country covers because
Ooh.
country is quite big in Hawaii.
No.
Because it is kind of rural. Yes. Yeah. Because it's still part of the States and it can be quite rural.
Mm.
And there are kind of parts of them that are kind of just, people are out there driving the trucks listening to country music. It's quite wild. Anyway, obviously I saw on my Spotify that Maoli has done a collab with Brett Young. They have literally done like a country reggae collab.
I can't even imagine what that might sound like.
Listen to it. It's great. And I'm about to broke heartbreak. I'm about to go on holiday. So I'm like, this is exactly what I need for my holiday.
Perfect
I need
vibes.
a country reggae fusion. And it has just come at the perfect time. So I'm absolutely buzzing about that.
Oh my God.
But there have been, this was basically just going to go into what I was saying about a lot of country has been fusing into other genres recently. And this is just one I'm absolutely here for. I mean, it's not the first one, it has happened before, I know, but it has potential to be something big, I reckon. So I'm out here promoting Maoli and Brett Young, Broke Heartbreak. Have a little listen, get into that sunny mood if you need a pick me up this week.
I'll be there. I'll drink a little pina colada as I'm listening to it here in sunny England while you're going to be in
That
South
is
Africa.
what you need.
Oh God, so jealous. But also on the sort of trail of this, also Zach Bryan has got Snoop Dogg to do a verse on one of his songs. So there's another little fusion that's going on over there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of R&B fusions, rap fusions in the country scene, a lot more in modern pop country. I mean, even Morgan is a bit like that, really.
Yeah.
But I really think the person that actually sort of started that kind of genre is maybe a little bit of a far claim, but the fact that somebody that's kind of made it a little bit more into the rap R&B scene is Sam Hunt.
Yes.
So he's been around for like 10 years plus. And I imagine lots of people will know who he is. Some people might not. He is a country artist who started, I want to say in like 2014, around that time. And he released his first album. And honestly, they are still some of my favorite songs, country songs today. Like Take Your Time is probably his most famous one. And they are amazing. I've always loved him. Not to mention he was the original Riley Green in that he is the most good-looking man ever.
Really?
But yes,
have
you not seen a picture of him?
I have. I don't think he's quite my thing. I get.
Well, I think maybe you're looking at him now, whereas in 2014 he was like really quite the moment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I think.
No offense, Sam. You're not your aging.
No, we are not ageist on this podcast. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a podcast. But all I'm going to say is that I just find white boys rapping sometimes gives me the ick, and I know that he raps on some of his country stuff, and I think that for me, I'm always a bit like cringing, and I'm like, but
yeah, I know what you mean. I think he pulls it off really well.
Look, I haven't seen him live.
Yeah, no, I do get that.
And I haven't
seen him live actually, and I am desperate to.
Well, there's another one. Add it to your bloody list of things you need to see live.
I know, need to get him on the list actually.
But look, I've learned my lesson about being, too generalized about certain artists on this podcast, because we have had a few people on TikTok say that we need to wash our mouths out for criticizing Luke Combs.
I know, people are not happy about the Luke Combs comment.
But also, I'd say there was 50% who did understand what we were saying, and definitely on the Fast Car thought that the fact that he won all those awards for Fast Car and he shouldn't have done. So, at the end of the day, music is subjective.
So it wasn't just us.
No, it wasn't just us. No, there was quite a lot of support who were like, oh my God, someone finally said it. But now we said it. I'm like, yes, everyone, let's start a revolution.
We've been saying that to ourselves for a long time.
Yeah. Right, let's talk about Sound in My Boots Festival, which is Morgan Wallen's festival, I'm understanding. And where is it going to be? It's on the beach, isn't it?
Yes. Gulf Shores, Alabama. I looked it up yesterday because I did not know where that was.
I've never heard of it. I have seen some absolute discourse about the cost of the tickets, though. I mean...
Yeah, so I think it's $400, which is probably similar to Glastonbury. So you get 3 days of music. So yeah, I mean,
I'd pay it.
I think some people made the point of like one gig these days is like probably what 150, sometimes two if you want good tickets, like for one artist. So cause he lives, isn't
Cause
it?
he
Maybe
lives.
these things are expensive these
I
days,
know.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it. It obviously is a lot of money as well.
Well,
so.
we'd be traveling from here, which would also be a lot more money. So, yeah, you've just got to.
Well, if we went, it would be a lot more
Yeah.
money. I feel like, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go to that.
No, I feel like that might be a little bit of a push. But hang on. So let me see the lineup. Let me find it. Where is it? Cinema.
So we've got Riley Green, Ella Langley, Morgan Wallen, Bailey Zimmerman.
Woo!
Who else was on there? Wiz Khalifa. There was some kind of Hardy, like that's going back to the R&B country crossover, you know.
Morgan Wade's there, Cameron Marlowe. I mean, it's Ernest. It's kind of 2 Chainz. It's kind of quite like hip hoppy country. It's definitely. I feel like it's definitely. I mean, Post Malone is up there on the main headline there. It's definitely a fusion, and it's definitely a younger vibe, which that sounds fun, doesn't it? What was the Dan and Shay thing?
Oh my god! So basically, there was an announcement on Instagram being like, "We've got a major
yes.
announcement on Thursday."
You were saying you thought it was going to be a UK tour, right?
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be a UK tour, and basically, I read along the post, and it was like, yeah, and if you want to find out early, you can text us. And I was like, oh my God, like I need to find out if this is a UK tour. So I text the number, obviously expecting it to be like an automated response, being like, oh yeah, this is the thing. So I text them being like, what's the info? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Didn't get a response. It was the middle of the night in the US. I actually think that's like somebody's phone number. So I followed up being like, oh my God, this is really awkward. I've just sent what's the info. And then I went, we're desperate to know. Love from Girls in Low Places, London, UK.
So you dropped us in there?
No response. Still no response. Still no response. And then it just was revealed the next day that they were doing a Christmas album, which wasn't really what I was looking for, to be honest. And so I've just like got this text hanging there on someone's phone that I've just like awkwardly texted them being like, what's the info from Girls in Low Places? And I've had no response. So that's mortifying.
Mortifying. So hang on, I want to go through your mentality of this moment. So when you use the Girls in Low Places, did you think that was going to get you somewhere? Or did you think...
Yeah, I did. And I thought it was a bit of free marketing. Maybe they'd be like, oh, wow, what's this? We'll come on the pod. No,
left us hanging, and you've woken them up in the middle of the night.
Left hanging. Yeah. Like, surely you would think it was an automated response.
Well, you clearly didn't when you started texting them your life story about how you're on Girls in Low Places.
And it wasn't blue. It wasn't iMessage. It was green. So that's even worse because I probably spent £20 to text a US number. TB got no credit.
I really hope that one day this comes back to haunt you, and when Girls in Low Places has gone really big and we've got a direct interview with Dan and Shay, that when we have to text their manager, you have to text them, and that text comes up as the last text. That's
the same number.
I would really love that. Okay.
Oh my God, I was literally mortified. I can't even look at it. I have to get off it.
As you should be. As you should just delete it. If you delete the text, it never even happened. That's the way I see it. Or archive it. There's so many demons sitting in my archive. So many ex-videographers sitting in my archives.
You need to do the clear out, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's always horrible when you see that little one and you think, oh, there's like a little one hanging there. What's he said or what's he done? And then you just realize it's actually just like something you archived like ages ago that was like some spam filter, and you're like, oh no one loves me.
Oh no, I know you always like that. No, not what I was looking for.
No.
Not very exciting.
I want you back.
Because I always get stuff in my horoscope that's like someone is going to come back from your past. I never do.
Maybe it'll be Dan and Shay one day. Maybe it'll be Dan and Shay's manager who you've texted.
Maybe. I'll have to archive them.
You've got to do something. You've got to change your number. So that's all you can do at this point. Right. Well, this has been a lovely episode.
Oh,
I have enjoyed it loads, and I feel like I now need to go and lie down, mainly because of my cold, but also because of that Riley Green interview. Every time I hear it or listen to it or watch it, I just faint a little bit more. So this has been wonderful. Can't wait to see you next week, Ozzy. And have a good...
Can't wait.
Yeah, and everyone,
Miss you already.
country on. Is that a bit weird? I think it might have been a bit weird to just hit the strap of my dungarees. See you later, girls in low places. Bye.
You are listening to Girls in Low Places.
We're like the country music podcast that your mum banned you from listening to.
Let's go, you freak.
Who let us backstage, honestly?